Check, check, check. Good afternoon, everybody. Nice to be here with you live. I wanted to look at a comment that came in, and I want to do this more often. I love doing this, so encourage the questions, good questions that I get here in the comment section. And this was related to parts work, working with parts of ourselves. I emphasize this a lot in my own approach with tapping, emotional work, that parts work where we're, looking at things that are coming up within ourselves as the sort of beings, you could say, in many ways, aspects of ourselves that they are. They have their own feelings, they have their own reactions. They were created at times in our life where we couldn't process something in the moment, and in order to kind of make sense, in order to navigate the world and our lives, these experiences we have, they kind of crystallize in a way. They turn into a part of us that has a particular function in the moment. So it might be to protect us from something. It might be to help us, work with a particular emotion or compartmentalize a particular emotion. And so we were doing this in the 3 live calls that I did. You can still see the replays here on the channel, Self-Fixing to Self-Compassion. And it was day 3, which kind of emphasized more of this parts work approach and using some tapping and guided processing to get in touch with parts of ourselves around a certain subject, letting you kind of free ball on the subject itself, but practicing how to see what comes up, our reactions to things, our aversions, our desire to fight, our desire to run away, seeing them as a part of self. And a really good question came in that I wanted to elaborate on. So here it is. I'll read it here. Great topic. I've noticed that I feel annoyed and impatient with the part of me that's scared. I even roll my eyes and sigh. I've tried for years to welcome it and be curious about it. And that's something I talk about a lot. And this is why this is really important context here. It's not that I lack compassion. It's just that I've been dealing with these same feelings for decades, and I'm done. I've tapped on these feelings too, but it feels like I don't know what to do anymore with this stubborn part. I've genuinely tried to be gentle for years, but it feels like this part has a mind of its own. I don't want to be fighting this part. It's a losing battle. I've even tried imagining it as a young child, but I'm still annoyed. LOL. I'm patient with a lot of things, but it's been such a long ride and I'm exhausted. Help. And so this is a great illustration of something many of us experience, especially with aspects of ourselves that have been active or in a particular pattern for a really long time, and we just don't like it anymore. We're sick of it. So some of these techniques that certainly are not unique to me, but imagining that part of self, getting in touch with it, imagining it even as a young child or someone you care about to help you sort of personify it, not just going in with like a technique to tap it away, but become curious. Well, it's not something you can just flip on like a switch, depending on what the dynamic is between you and that part of yourself. So it is not uncommon at all that you will have some things going on within you that you will have the reaction to of the eye roll and the sigh. Oh, here's this fear again. Here's this feeling again, like I'm not good enough, or I'm talking myself out of this. When you have this reaction to a part of yourself, there's no faking it at this point. You can try to picture it as a child. You can try to say words in your mind or out loud like, hey, you're safe, or I'm just curious. It knows. It knows exactly what's going on because it's part of you. It's completely aware that you're sick of it, that you don't want to deal with it, that you don't want to hear it. You want it to go away. It doesn't matter how many teachings and ideas you may have come across that said, well, don't try to fix it. Don't try to get rid of it. You're already there. And the important thing is not to make yourself wrong about that, but to acknowledge it, because there's no like tricking ourselves out of that out of that dynamic. It is what it is. And when that is the case, right, we have to work with the adult self, the part that's not so much a part, right, where you're like, you identify as me. I am eye rolling. I am sick of this. I don't want it to be here. We have to work with you, the adult, at that level, because you are not in a position to have a conversation, to be a safe container for that part of yourself that is scared, because you don't like it. You're sick of it. And just like in real life, this is when, if you don't have tools to work or someone to work with you through the adult self, you need a mediator, right? Like if you have this kind of relationship with your human child, and it can be hard for parents to admit that, like, yeah, we don't get along. I have all these feelings of resentment, or I just don't get along with it, even though they're my child and part of me loves them, but I can't manufacture an environment where I'm not annoyed with them. I don't know if this is a perfect analogy because I'm not a parent, but you can imagine it at least, right? If you are annoyed and you are tired of this behavior and you genuinely have this reaction to this child, you can't go in there and kind of be performative, like, hey, I'm just really curious about you. I just want to know what's going on in your life, when everything in your energy and your years of combative sort of inner tension or external tension with each other has set a precedent otherwise. It's not like you can do that and this human child would just go, oh, cool, you're safe now, you're totally fine, let's just patch this all up, because that's not your actual inner experience. So you're trying to do it as a technique, which, hey, at least you're trying. But to understand that we have to then work on, okay, I really am annoyed, right? And if you're doing it in the context of tapping, even though I'm supposed to be compassionate and patient, but I'm not anymore. I choose to honor and accept myself anyway, right? I'm trying to be allowing, but I'm not. I'm resisting the hell out of this. I don't like it. I don't want it to be here, etc. So we have to kind of acknowledge and work with what's there for you as the adult before you can even think about having any sort of productive interaction with the part of yourself that is scared and afraid and is afraid of you because you want to get rid of it, you want to change it, you're done with it, right? So think about it that way. We have to get you as the adult into a place where this is possible. That may not be doable strictly by yourself, but at least to get you working in the direction where there can be something productive. Because continuing to, like, I don't want to fight with this part of myself, but I'm trying to be compassionate and trying to be curious, but I'm not. I'm just not there. We gotta be with where we're at, and then what do we do with that? Well, we work with us, the adult who's feeling that way. And then through that, you're going to find places where you feel resistance, where you're judging yourself for how you're actually seeing that way, seeing that part of you. You might find in yourself patterns of how you relate to the world, how your parents related to you. Because, sometimes this languaging that I might use, like, be compassionate or see it as a part of yourself or not be into self-fixing. Like, I'm acutely aware that we don't always feel this way. And again, you can't be performative about it. So if your actual feeling is like kind of dark even, right? I'm annoyed. I'm sick of this. I hate this. I want to get rid of it. That is a reality within you. And it might not resonate with you at all. For some of you I've talked to even think about approaching a part of yourself this way, because it's just way too fake for you. Like, yeah, I think this part of me should toughen up. I think it should suck it up. It should get over it. Like, you don't feel genuine compassion for it because you're annoyed at how it's being. So you might have to get to a place where you can really get to your own sort of resolution about your own judgment and intensity and conviction that you're right. Because even if you are quote unquote right by your own definitions, it's still not going to be a productive place to operate from. Right? It's just like, imagine two people are in a room and you have to live together. There's no choice. And you're just like, well, yeah, but this person's an idiot and the way they do things is wrong and I'm just not going to budge on it. I feel the way I feel. And we go through our lives like this a lot with a lot of people in a lot of situations, but there can't be resolution just by definition. So you can't jump to like, okay, I'm compassionate. I'm here for you. I like you. I want to hear what you have to say. That's not realistic. but we do want to explore where can we get to a place of at least openness. Like, okay, can I get to where I give them the right to be that way? Or I can begin to even explore, okay, maybe from their point of view, maybe it makes sense. Again, this is a feeling thing. It's not performative. It's not just intellectual. Although introducing intellectual ideas like, okay, where might that part of me or where might this person be coming from? What might they have gone through where this fear response is sort of inevitable? And of course it would be stuck in that position. That's where openings can begin to happen. So you want to look for like any potential openings to where there can be some shift. So yeah, trying to jump to like curiosity, compassion, seeing this part of me as a small child, it's way too far away from what your true feelings are. Work with your feelings, process through your anger, resentment, the eye roll. I'm tired of this. I'm sick of this, but I don't know what else to do. I'm trying to be compassionate, but I can't because this part is annoying, right? Where else might I see things in the world that annoy me like that? Where might this have started? Where might I have learned perhaps from others or picked up on something that way of being is unacceptable? It's weak. It should toughen up. It should suck it up. Begin the exploration. Look for openings, and I think that can get the ball rolling for most people as potential avenues to explore. And then let me know where that takes you. Also, to let everyone know, I'm doing another. If you didn't see it in the workshop I did over the 3 days, my multiple calls per month program, where we do this live group tapping and Q&A like we did on those 3 days, where we take topics, go through them, and process together. Not one-on-one with people, but taking comments from the chat. It's a beautiful process because people can still bring in their own feelings, their own experiences, the group energy, and submit them ahead of time if you can't be live. And it leads to group tapping where I'm leading through. It's much deeper than it can be on a YouTube video where I'm just doing it myself on the subject. But there's this communal aspect. There's what people are experiencing. There's the particular ways they're experiencing it, and bringing that together into these rounds that goes on for an hour each call, 3 calls per month, different times of day to accommodate different time zones. And you can see more details there on the screen, and you can go to that link. The next call for this program is tomorrow, which is also the last day to enroll before 2026. So it's a chance to get in at this launch of this program, launch price. You'll be grandfathered in at that price for as long as it keeps going, and I have no plans to stop it. So join that link, innerworkcoach.com/IHC. I would love to see you there. Also, thank you for the questions. Thank you for the comments. I would love to continue doing these. So the more you leave these good questions, comments, what you're experiencing, what you're going through, I'll have more opportunities to do these. So thank you for being with me. Let me know if this brought anything else up for you that we can explore, and we will go further with it. All right. Thanks so much. I hope to see you tomorrow.